Happy Turkey Day and welcome to the Thanksgiving Eve tradition, a special Wednesday night edition of the Third and Long podcast. I am your host, the incomparable Shane Harris. Above me, our beautiful baby Hope. To my right, Mr. Philip Perrins, and in the top corner, the OG of this podcast, Mr. Oliver Butler Henderson. Gentlemen, how are we doing on this fine Wednesday evening?
I'm good. I've got the cap like Mr. Harris. Thought I'd change up the look.
Yeah, it does you good.
He's got the custom-made shirt on.
It is. Yeah, I was going to say available on the Twitter pages and the Facebook pages. If anybody fancies getting one, please do.
Should we just have a quick fashion check about what we're all wearing and what we're wearing? Because it sounds like we're on the red carpet now, doesn't it? Like, today I'm wearing a vintage Third and Long podcast Ravens edition, baby.
Oh yeah, this side, top of the AFC North. By the way,
is it Primane's finest?
As I've said previously, but it's George's finest. Nothing's too good for this kid, but George's finest.
George has,
and the pièce de resistance, the cherry on this beautiful, beautiful cake, is this M&T Bank original.
Look at that! Ooh, look at that snapback.
I've got the original home Deebo Samuel shirt on.
That is sexy.
And the 2021 San Francisco 49ers draft cap.
Is that the same one that you shall not be named wore when he got drafted at number 3?
It was.
Woo-hoo.
I remember that.
Now it's at Dallas. That one.
That's the one.
And what about you, Pendo? What are you wearing? I know you just come back in from football training, but what we got on?
No, not tonight.
So yeah, it's Wednesday, isn't it? It's not Thursday. Yeah.
I've got my throwback Patriot pat on top tonight. So
do you know what I absolutely love about that logo? Beautiful. Like genuinely is obviously you've got like the more modern Pats logo that's on like the helmets. Like
Elvis,
that particular one, I just look because it's quite cartoony, but it's also quite vintage as well. I like the old style logos, and anytime I see like the Patriots wear that or any paraphernalia with that, it's one of the few Pats things that I actually love. Your red away top as well. When you I think that's
I've seen that in the wild. It's gorgeous.
What about you, Pepsi Phil? What are you wearing today?
Oh, sorry. Well, thanks for asking, guys. I'm repping. I'm wearing repping my West Virginia Mountaineers. They had a great weekend this past weekend. They've only lost 2 games all season, and they're currently 8-2, which is unprecedented because the last couple of years they've had a losing season. So up the Mountaineers.
But they're not
don't worry, viewers and listeners. If you don't know what that is, you're not the only one.
They're not a Big Ten team, but like they're quality. And bear in mind, Pat McCaffrey came from there, so they're not exactly like.
Tennessee got outplayed by Georgia.
Yes.
Shayna, we're going to call you out on air now. You are from now on going to be supporting Virginia Tech because they play Enter the Sandman when they enter the stadium. So from now on, your college team is Virginia Tech.
That's
whether
a good
you
enough
like
reason
it or not.
as any. It's a good enough reason as any. With the proud aim on my hand.
He's just got to pen and drawn it in, guys. So there's no reason now for you not to watch Sky. You watch college ball because on Sky Sports every Saturday there's at least 2 games.
I was going to say, don't you think we've got enough games to cover over the next few days without checking a few more at me? Speaking of, do you want to get on to these games?
Yeah, should we roll on Monday Night Football?
Yes.
Ollie, we're gonna stop doing that. We're gonna stop pressing the button at the same time.
Can I just say, MVS, what a Wally!
Which one? He missed 2.
The one at the end where literally Mahomes played past the perfect ball and he dropped it. I'm not sure about you, Phil, but did it give you flashbacks to the 2019 Super Bowl with Emmanuel Sanders?
Yep. I'm not even joking. Yep. And Crabtree in the Super Bowl against the Ravens, even though that was more holding and we should have had a penalty, but that's a different story for a different time. But yeah, I definitely got Emmanuel Sanders kind of like vibes.
Except the ball was actually thrown perfectly as opposed to overthrown.
But isn't that just the price of? And we can talk about the logistics of how much cap it takes on the Chiefs team for basically Patrick Mahomes and his amazing 10-year contract. But like this year in particular, where it's eating into the cap space, we can argue about the fact that he doesn't have the weapons around him. But but the talent isn't there. I mean, there's been players who have had as much talent but have done better with less. Like, I mean, Brady comes to mind, Manning comes to mind. He made superstars out of like Eric Decker, and Edelman became a 3-time Super Bowl winner. So you can partially.
Hey, careful what you say about Edelman.
No, I love Edelman.
That's all right then.
A Cali boy, like he's a massive, 49er fan, like he's like his boy Tom. I'll never disparage them, but I just don't think the talent around him are helping. But is it because the talent around him is cheap because they've had to go cheap? How do we feel about that?
I think teams have figured out how to defend Kelsey now, because
Yes.
Kelsey's the past
Agreed.
couple of weeks, Kelsey's not done as well, and there's a big drop off in quality after Kelsey.
Oh, insane!
And they haven't replaced Tyreek Hill.
They haven't replaced Tyreek. Juju kind of did a job last year, but they've not. But then they got rid of Juju, and they've not replaced him either. So Rashi Rice is looking good. Is he a rookie or second year now?
He's second
Rookie.
year. No, he's a rookie.
Is he?
He's a rookie.
He's a rookie,
Yeah,
yeah.
Apart from Rashi Rice, MVS drops balls like he's Nelson Aguilar.
Aye! I was going to go with Jordan Pickford. Okay.
McCall Hardman, he's sort of been at the same level for about 5 years now.
I like Pacheco. Pacheco's a very good running back. I'm seeing him 2 or 3 times these last weeks.
Yeah, I like
Germany
I like
game
Pacheco.
and Monday Night Football.
I'm not sure if you saw Ollie, but in the MFL Fantasy League we were in together, I paid quite a lot to get Pacheco mid-season.
He is. I've just seen that drop again. Pacheco, he's quicker than you actually think. He was running away from their defense.
Somebody else I like actually is Noah Gray, the backup tight end.
No, I like Justin Watson. I think he's a good tight end. A good tight end they've got in there as well. Second year player. He's going somewhere. Kelsey, I think Kelsey's going to call it a day at the end of the season.
Well, he has said. I did see a tweet yesterday saying that he's basically saying he's going to retire at the end of the season.
Yeah.
What, Shane? Do you have something to say?
Yes. My 2 cents on the Chiefs at the moment. Their wide receiving core is a B at best. They don't have a true wide receiver 1 since Tyreek Hill left for greener and sunnier pastures. And I would also like to thank the best team in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles, for knocking off the Chiefs and putting my beloved Baltimore Ravens as the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Can we just kind of like acknowledge as well that the Eagles are the number 1? They're 9-1, but they don't feel like a 9-1 team. Like they like. I know we've said it for the last 5 or 6 weeks. Yeah, yes, it feels like they're not firing on all cylinders. They're kind of like they're winning games. I'm not saying anything. They're winning games, but they're not playing well. Now you can argue that's a sign of a good team, that they're still winning despite not particularly playing well. But there's still something amiss, and I do think that maybe teams are not like maybe the same with like they know how to play against Kelsey, they know how to stop him. I think teams are starting to realize and start to figure out how to stop Philadelphia. They just have that much talent this year just to push them over. They're not blowing teams away like they were last year. And
DeAndre
Swift, AJ Brown, to name 3.
And absolutely. But they've got I think teams are starting to suss them out, whether or not they've been sussed out enough before their eventual appearance in the NFC Championship. I think maybe like a team like Detroit, hell, maybe even the Cowboys in the playoffs going against the rivals. I mean, rivalry goes hand in hand. You get play. No, I'm laughing because I don't think the Cowboys will do anything, but I reckon if the Cowboys went up against the Eagles in the playoffs, I mean that's a different story. But I don't think the Eagles, despite their 9-1 record being incredibly amazing, if you just look at the individual stats, you've got Swift, but like Jalen Hurts, I'm not comparing him to a different quarterback in the NFL. Jalen Hurts is up for the MVP debate, but his stats, looking at them, he is not an MVP candidate looking at his stats alone.
No.
For me, watching Philadelphia on Monday night, they looked entirely beatable.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas
100%.
last year, I'd watch Philadelphia and be like, I
Uh-oh.
I don't know how anyone bar maybe the Chiefs can beat this team. Whereas
they
this season, I've watched them and be like, this team isn't that good.
Yeah.
No, I got you on that one.
Uh,
I completely got you on that one.
Clover has said Perrins.
Hey, well one, Clover.
Tarmac has said hand pink waving. I'm not sure if that's meant to be an emoji.
I think that's supposed to be an emoji.
And
Yeah.
Rodney's come up saying, looking the Miami, love the Miami Vice look, Shane.
You guys, cheers, Rune. Crockett and Tubbs finest.
There's a couple of plays I want to talk about.
And
But first of all,
Tarmac's coming saying, yes, it is an emoji.
okay. So a couple of things I want to mention about. A is the 29 million viewers they had watching the game Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was incredible, wasn't it?
insane. Insane amount of number. And I think DeAndre Swift has gone up a gear since he's joined Philadelphia since leaving Detroit. He's gone up
I don't
another
think
gear.
I don't think he has. I think he was a top quality running back in Detroit, and he's now a top quality running back in Philadelphia. And
I mean,
I
that
know
spin
they
movie put as well. And it was all that.
yeah, I know they drafted Gibbs and they picked up Montgomery, but I'd rather have Swift than Montgomery. And Clover's actually said Shane looks like the best man at a wedding.
You are too kind. Thank you very much.
Clover's one of my favorite. Clover's always been one of my favorites.
And Clover loves it.
I want to talk about Jalen Carter's attempt to
intercept
the spike.
The intercepting the spike, yeah, that was good. I've
never seen
That has been attempted before.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen before.
And Mr. Fletcher Cox jumping in between the two islands, O linemen to make sure he's back. To make sure he's on.
You're looking dapper.
Are Kansas City in trouble quickly before we roll on to players and plays of the week? Have they got enough?
They'll win their division. They'll win their division.
Ollie, one quick thing before we roll on about sorry, go on, but just can I have a little bit of time once you finish making your point? Is that okay?
Fire?
No, I was going to say, I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm just saying, before we really roll on, can I make a quick point?
Roll on, my friend.
Just saying about the Eagles 9-1, right? The only quote-unquote good team that they've beaten is the Chiefs. If you look at it, they beat the Pats, they beat the Vikings, the Bucks, the Commanders, the Rams. They lost to the Jets. They beat Miami, but we all know how Miami are when it comes to over 500 teams. They beat the Commanders. We all know that the Cowboys are frauds. They beat them by 5 points. The next couple of games for them for the Eagles are crucial. Them pronouns, pal. And they got Buffalo on Sunday. Then they got your beloved 49ers the week after. And then they've got Dallas, Seattle, and they finished the season then with Giants, Arizona, and Giants. So, the record could look a lot different.
They will blow Buffalo out the water.
I don't think they will.
I think Buffalo on a very, very steep decline very, very quickly.
I think Josh Allen without Ken Dorsey looked pretty good the weekend.
New OC bounce.
Speaking of OCs, Matt Canada's been fired.
Shall we do plays of the week first?
Okay. Just thought we had a good just thought we had a good segue there.
We did have a very good segue. Players of the week. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Go on then, my friend.
So I took Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
He got 2 touchdowns, both actually receiving. But he's been the only shining star on a very poor Giants team this year. So I thought I'd give him some love, as well as being in my podcast league fantasy team. He's also my player of the week.
Most definitely. Mr. Perrins.
Actually, my player of the week.
Mr. Perrins, you can leave yours till last.
For
obvious reasons. Mr. Harris.
I'm going to go with
You went
the
with
great.
T-Law.
I did indeed. The Great White Hope in Jacksonville, Mr. Trevor Lawrence. 24 for 32, 262 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, it was against a poor Titans team. But at the end of the day, as we always say on the pod, boys, you can only beat what's in front of you.
He also rushed for 2. I saw somewhere, and I
I
can't
knew
remember
there
where
was.
it was.
I knew there was a reason. I knew there was a reason I picked him.
I can't remember where it was, but he's the first Jags player to throw for 2 touchdowns and rush for 2 touchdowns in a game.
Yeah, he chose to do that the one week I put Etienne in my act to score a touchdown.
Well, funnily enough, Trevor's my starting QB for my fantasy team and actually won a game this week.
Woohoo!
Trev?
I'm
Yeah,
going to
you're
go
coming
to
into
what
No, Shane, actually.
I'm going to go to what was his number 1 receiver in that game, who also scored 2 touchdowns.
Calvin
Mr.
Ridley.
Calvin Ridley, 7 receptions for 103 yards and 2
Nice to see
TDs.
him. Nice to see him back in the rotation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's had a few quiet weeks, obviously with Zay Jones and Evan Ingram's taking most of the catches. So yeah, it was nice to see him back in the fold and catching the balls and doing what he can do properly, which does involve betting.
Yeah, I was wondering. Maybe I think he bet himself to score this weekend.
Oh yes, Mr. Perrins, I'm surprised you're not wearing number 13.
The winner. I just like to clarify the winner of Player of the Week poll.
70%.
Surprised he ain't playing music either.
Gents,
Can
perfection. Perfection is it's a word that we throw around quite a lot in sports. And when I think of like perfection, I think of T.C. Williams from Remember the Titans, the high school team with the film starring like Denzel Washington, where they went undefeated and won a championship. When I think about perfection, I think about the lily white Miami Dolphins from the 70s when they went a full season undefeated and went on to win the Super Bowl, one of the greatest teams in NFL history. But we're talking about individual players, gents. Individual players. Perfection is spelt and pronounced as Brock Purdy. Okay? Brock Purdy.
No.
The next coming of Steve Young and Joe Montana. 21 for 25 attempts, 333 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and the perfect rating of 158.3, gents. Brock Purdy is the real deal, and I'm sick and tired of people not backing the next big thing. Brock Purdy. Here come the pain, Seattle. Here comes the pain.
Who do you think decided that 158.3 would be a perfect rating? Like, why didn't they just make it 100?
I remember at uni, and we talked about like QBR ratings. Not that it affected uni ball that much, but we talked about it, and we did actually kind of like figure out and watch multiple videos about how they actually do that. Isn't it done by passing attempts, distance, and completions, and then they times and divide it? I don't know. I can't remember the ins and outs. It's been like a decade ago since we looked at it, but yeah, perfection. Brock Purdy.
If you can find out how that's worked out, ladies and gentlemen, answer us on a postcard or drop it in the comment section. We would love to know.
Can I
PO
say
box us.
he's the second player this year to have a perfect passer rating. Who do you
Who's
reckon
the
the
other
other one was?
Jalen
Who do you
Hurts.
reckon it was? No.
I've
I've
got
psyched him off.
back up.
I've psyched him off a few times, and it's
Tua.
not
Tua,
Tua.
didn't you?
It's not Tua.
To
It's not Tua.
Minshew?
It
Minshew.
was against Tua. It was against Tua.
Garoppolo.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Oh, Josh Allen.
However, I would like to clarify that Brock Purdy is the first quarterback ever to have a passer rating of over 157 in 2 consecutive games.
He is him.
Sorry, Ollie,
He
I
is
can't
him.
I can't hear you, Ollie, because it sounds like you're choking on something. Sorry, my apologies. What are you trying to say?
Oh,
Do you want me to say it again, Jane?
no.
No, you're all right, but
There is
He is
one
him.
quarterback out of us lot, out of the teams we support, who's done it more than once. In fact, then that's not including Tom Brady.
John Montana.
Lamar?
No,
Steve Young.
no.
Steve Young.
We take the mick out of him.
Trent Dilfer.
Fuck. Dilfer did.
No,
Dilfer.
no,
Is he really? Oh.
No.
no.
I was
He
going to say. I
wears
was
number
actually
eight.
going to quit. I was actually going to quit the show.
Flacco.
Where's number 8? Lamar is the other
Wait,
one.
LJ,
Lamar has done
LJ.
it twice.
But he's a
Once
running back.
against Miami. Once against
He's not
Miami.
a-
Once against Miami in 2019, and then 2 months later against Cincinnati.
Yeah, but that
boy's a genius.
2019 season, Lamar was on the mad one.
Yeah.
He's on a mad one now.
I'm thinking Lamar is early MVP favorite. I think this season he's got all the right weapons and his head screwed on. I slagged him off quite a lot last year, and I criticized in the offseason when he got paid, but he has played exceptionally well this year. And I'm not even taking the mix, Shane. I actually think Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl bound.
Phil, stop it. I can only be so erect. Come on now.
Are you for the watershed?
We've got to be careful now. We've got kids watching. Okay.
Oh, sorry. My apologies, guys. Get a bed.
Yeah, some of them are 16 as well. However, I'm not sure who Tarmac Panther is. Like, that's the only one that I don't know. Like, who is
but
Tarmac
they
Panther?
they seem to know each other.
I know because they obviously
noticed.
all go to the same school that I am teaching at. So.
Rookies of the week. Who would like to go first?
I can if you want.
Go on then,
I
Shane.
can now remember who I picked.
Okay, go on.
As has been well documented on this show, me and my old buddy Mr. Perrins are huge fans of the professional graps. We love our wrestling, and we always have for a long time. So we kind of know our way around certain moves, that we've seen many times. German suplex being one of them, and it was an absolutely picture perfect German suplex pulled off by none other than Seattle Seahawks rookie Devin Witherspoon. And purely for that reason, for putting a smile on my face, he is my rookie of the week.
I really am surprised that Perrins didn't choose Sauce Gardner for doing exactly the same thing to Stephon Diggs.
So just by the way, Phil, Tarmac has said I exist, and then I've really confused you, haven't I?
Yeah, I don't exist.
Do you reckon it's Gemma?
It's not Jam. It's not Jam. Just give me the initials. Just give me your initials, and I'll know. Give me your initials, and then what year group.
Should I go on to my rookie?
Yeah, because Phil's brain's hurting now.
So my rookie of the week is the 49ers safety Jair Brown. So it was a big loss when JH, by the way, Phil.
JH. Okay.
So it was a big loss when Talanoa Hufanga went out with his ACL injury, but in came Jair Brown. Yes, he might have been at fault for a touchdown, and then was year 11.
It's just left.
I guess. And then in comes Jair Brown. Yes, he did a touchdown, but what did he do? 2 huge plays when guarding Mike Evans, and then a pick to seal the game. And somebody's just come in saying, "Yo, was year 11 JM?"
Yeah, I know who.
This is like Guess Who with Phil Student.
Virtual Guess Who, innit? Did he have glasses? Did he have brown hair?
Glasses? No. Does he wear a hat?
Okay. What paper scissors, Mr. Perrins?
Scissors.
He's not asking what you got on your desk. He's asking you to play your daft.
Go on then. Choose yours, mate. Give us yours.
I'm not gonna do my New York accent, but like Tommy DeVito, oh my god,
Tommy
sounding. And even if you listen to him talk, he sounds like, "Hey, whoa, I'm walking here. I'm walking here." Like, literally, still lives with his mom, lives within a stone throw of the stadium. Tommy DeVito, the third choice quarterback in New York. This team is tanking, and it's tanking hard. Is he going to be the future? Unlikely, but I mean, 18 for 26, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns with a QBR rating of 137.7. Tommy DeVito, babbity boopy, great showing.
He could never play again, and this claim to fame for the rest of his life.
Phil, I'm reading between the lines that one of them is called Josh.
Josh, who was just left.
I guess.
Josh, who was just left. Who's that teacher has just left?
Okay. While Mr. Perrins is still thinking, reminiscing of his previous students, I have chosen a rookie wide receiver who's receiving the ball from a rookie quarterback who's probably in the MVP conversation. In fact, definitely is in the MVP conversation. I've chosen Tank Dell. 8 receptions and 10 targets, 149 yards, and a titty to name it. And he is.
Isn't this somebody's player of the week?
This is
no,
rookie
but
of the week.
Yeah, but isn't a Tank Dell reception somebody's player of the week?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And that's segued rather nicely. Would you like to roll VT?
What VT?
The
new VT. The new
VT. Have a look, Mr.
New
Parent.
VT?
Yeah.
What?
Texans trying to get some points at the end of this half. They also will get the football to begin the second half. Stroud on first down. He was looking downfield. He's going downfield toward the end zone. Down, a leaping grab. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans.
Kittle's kind of turned into that security blanket for him. Wants Ayuk here. He's got him. He beats Dean, and he takes it the distance. He is in. Touchdown, San Francisco from 76 yards. Here's Henry, Wildcat. They get it back to Levis. Levis going to put some air under it. Towards the end zone. It's caught. Hopkins, touchdown. Second down and 10. Good time. Going deep. Looking for Turkin. Intercepted. Another one for Ramsey.
I just love Shane's reaction to that.
Bravo, gentlemen. Bravo. That's very, very cool.
Clover's coming saying, "Come on, sir. You should know Josh."
I'm trying to remember. Oh my god, I'm going to feel like such a horrible human being when I remember who Josh was from last. Was it Josh from last year?
I believe so. A big thank you to Kelly for that editing.
Yeah, that was done by.
Oh, cheers, Kelly. That was amazing.
So yeah, she's got a new career as a videographer.
Nice. That's awesome.
So yeah, she's done a brilliant job of that one. Absolutely brilliant of it. So yeah, awesome that one. Now we can roll on to the news. Yeah, week 12 starts in less than 24 hours actually. 5:30 tomorrow when the Lions host Green Bay Packers Thanksgiving. But we have some news.
It's sad that there's going to be 3 one-sided games on Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah, it does happen. Let's start with the news of Matt Canada being fired by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
I
feel like we probably shouldn't talk about Canada right now.
Well, you can talk about Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator. So we talked about last week when Ken Dorsey got fired by Buffalo, saying an underperforming quarterback has got his OC fired. Is it the same situation in Pittsburgh with Kenny Pickett being poor?
Well, I mean, you asked that guy that on TikTok.
Yep.
And then he came back talking about preseason. So that sort of discredited his own opinion, in my opinion. But yes, Kenny Pickett is poor. However, I feel Josh Allen is poor but has the talent. I'm not sure Kenny Pickett has the talent.
Mr. Parent?
If you get the difference.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where I think from a PR point of view, Pittsburgh had to make some form of showing that they're acknowledging that there are issues on their offense, and you can't very well much now that the trade deadline's gone, now that the market's not really there, even in free agency, of picking up another quarterback, and they have stated that they're going to go all in on Kenny Pickett at least for the remainder of this season. I'm with Ollie. I don't think Kenny Pickett is all that at all. I wasn't even impressed with him like last year, and even when people like praise some of his mechanics, he's not an NFL starting quarterback. He's not. Probably a good backup, maybe a practice team member, but Canada was a problem. Pickett is the problem. They can only make one change now. But are the struggles going to change for Pittsburgh? Probably not. Like, probably not. Who's been promoted to their OC? Is it like the quarterbacks coach or?
I think it's the running back coach or the assistant head coach. Can't remember off the top of my head. Tomlin has said, but I can't remember who it is off the top of my head.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
What are you thinking? Being that you're an NFC advocate, North, Mr.
You mean
Harry.
AFC? You mean AFC?
Yes, AFC. I do apologise.
I know I'm supposed to be an impartial broadcast journalist and basically, run the rule of fairness over each and every team in this great sport that we love. But let's not get it twisted when I say this. Canada should have stayed. He's the best offensive coordinator they've ever had. He should have stayed for a long time, and Kenny Pickett is doing a fine job in Pittsburgh.
That would have been great, but he was the offensive coordinator.
You know what I mean.
He did say offensive, didn't he?
No, he
I
said
know he did.
defensive.
I said offensive. I know it. Take that 40 minutes by yourself your years you want to.
I mean, this has all been taped, so let's go back. I want to throw that challenge flag.
We won the tape. There's a challenge. Mr. Hope is challenging the ruling on the field.
I'll get the flag out of my sock if I have to. Here's a red thing.
Yeah, in all honesty, it had to be addressed. As I've said earlier on in the season, and it's gone up and down. The AFC North, apart from the Ravens and possibly the Browns now, they've added legendary Joe Cool to their quarterback room.
Joe Montana.
Joey Burrow.
Mr. BH, can we get a jar on the show? And Ollie can put £1 in every time he interrupts someone. We should be able to go to the Super Bowl, all four of us, by February.
There's only one legendary Joe Cool.
Yes, Joe Burrow.
What?
Yeah,
Anyway, you know what I mean. And yeah, as I said, Pittsburgh, something had to be done. The fans were rioting. They were chanting his name at Pittsburgh Penguins hockey games to get him out, Mad Canada, as well. That's how much the city was rattled by it. And that's true, because I've seen it. So yeah, he's gone now, a new era in Pittsburgh. But honestly, I hope they tank.
What about Shaq Leonard being booted out by the Colts? That was a really strange one. I haven't had a chance to really look into this. I don't know what you guys think of this. Mr. Hope.
Was it cap related? That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, but why cut him
happened.
now? Why not wait until the season's over? They've still got an outside chance of the playoffs, They're still on the hunt of it. They're still going to pay him $6.1 million anyway. So why just play him? There's got to be something else in it.
I can give you a fair idea. In early November, so earlier on this month, he expressed his frustration over the Colts coaches choosing to give him limited defensive snaps. And you know what it's like in an organization, be it professional or, a sport in franchise. You open your mouth, you say the wrong things to the wrong people, sooner or later, you'll be in a dog queue. And it looks like Shaq Leonard is heading that direction. But I don't think there'll be many shortage of suitors for his signature. What do you think?
Yeah, you hit the waivers today, so I reckon he'll be knocking on. Someone will be knocking on his door by the end of the week. And probably an AFC East team, which have been ravelled in defense.
I heard Pittsburgh. Shane said just before the show that maybe the yellow and black were after him.
I also hear Philadelphia.
They don't need him.
No,
yeah, but as the Rams did 2 years ago, they built and won it all. So maybe there's a lesson in that.
They didn't build.
Yeah,
They just chucked everything at it.
And then they tanked
I mean,
2 seasons.
Yeah, they don't care after they won the trophy. They don't care.
Yourself, Mr. Perrins.
I can see that when you say about like going Philly. Philadelphia don't need him to have him on their team. Like it's nice to have as an alternative weapon. Do I want him at Philly? Yeah. No, good God, no. I could. Where else could actually need him? I mean, Texans are pretty okay. Jets have a good defense by their offense.
We're all right.
Is he
We
likely
got,
to go? And this is not me
Roquan,
throwing shade
MPQ.
at anyone, but like anyone that's free now, like as in week 11, they're going to want to go to a team that's going to contend. So I'm not going to say the Patriots aren't contenders, but they're not even pretenders at this point. They're kind of, they're kind of. So I mean, if this was the off season, yeah, 100%, I could maybe say like maybe the Patriots, because the Patriots is built on defense. But mid season, coming up to like the business end of the NFL, he's going to want to go to a contender, someone. So Dallas, perhaps.
I got an interesting landing spot for him. What about the Bills to replace Matt Milano?
That's not a bad shot.
That's a good holler. You say, why not stay in division?
Hold on, I need to think about. So,
What were you thinking? Why were you thinking?
Jags,
Or, I wasn't thinking Jags, but Jags could be a good shout.
Texans.
Texans would be sweet.
Ooh.
Do they need him?
Texans are legit as well.
Yeah.
Again, like Phil said, it doesn't matter of need. It's a case of it's a nice luxury to have.
Yeah.
And they've got to play Colts again at the last game of the season.
Yeah, that could be a massive middle finger.
And it could be a case of, Colts are 5-5 at the moment. Jags are 6 or 7-3. Texans are 6-4. Yeah.
Remains to be
Pounds.
seen. Watch this space, as they say.
Did I see you with your hand up there, Mr. Pounds?
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Ah, okay. I was in the corner of my eye. I was looking at the table and I saw your hand move in the corner of my eye. There's been quite a few players gone down with injury. Came up early on with Luke Musgrove, is now gone under IR for Green Bay. Aaron Jones sprains MCL, so likely he's going to be out tomorrow and probably next week. Seahawks rookie safety Jarek Reed, who's having a great season. He's third in the league with special teams tackles. This year's torn his ACL. And Michael Thomas, please just retire. You spent more time injured than playing in the last 4 years. It's ridiculous.
Hafanga also officially went on injury reserve yesterday with a torn ACL.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, we spoke about that on Monday night, didn't we? So, that's why I didn't put it in. Now, Michael Thomas, these are the most games in 10 games that Michael Thomas has played in the last 3 seasons. 2020 he had 7. 21 he sat out. 22 he had 3 games.
Was 2019 his red letter season where he went insane?
Yeah, he has 1,700 yards, 9 touchdowns from 149 receptions. Just retire now, Michael. Your body is obviously can't take it anymore. It's ridiculous now. He's done.
In 2019, did he have Drew Brees throwing to him, or Brees retired by then?
No, he said Drew.
Did anybody pick up on the Drew Brees news that came out? Well, the interview that he gave.
No.
About basically his right arm and his right shoulder now. It's basically immobile. He can barely use. Yeah, he can barely use it. So he said it's quite upsetting because when he's playing ball with his sons in the back garden, he's having to use his left arm because he physically can't lift his arm up anymore and he can't grip the ball anymore in his right arm. Drew Brees is one of probably my favorite non-49er NFL player. I love Drew Brees.
Don't you?
I love Drew Brees. I mean, his Super Bowl performance against the Colts was amazing, and I remember that game so well. And just to see one of one of my idols in his his retirement, not really getting to enjoy his retirement. So I wanted to bring that up a little bit later on. But he's talking about Michael Thomas. I mean, we just have to remember that the joys of the game is also the injuries that are long lasting as well. But I think
the game giveth, the game taketh away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we heard, we saw Andrew Luck leave the league early because of injuries and scared of all that. Maybe Drew Brees stayed a couple of years too long.
Yeah.
In that sense. And probably the same with Peyton Manning.
He was chasing the purple dragon, wasn't he? He was desperately trying to get one more. I mean, the amount of Super Bowl runs that, the latter Saints teams that he was on that he was just trying to get to the NFC games, and I mean they got beat by like the Vikings and they got beat by the 49ers, and they just
and then they got beat by the refs.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was oh my god, yeah. But
oh god, yeah, the biggest, most obvious pass interference ever.
yeah, I know.
So, Mr. BH, are we doing predictions this week?
We are, Mr. Harris. We are indeed.
Right.
Shall we roll on to
Probably old age, surely. Yes, please.
What was that? Surely old age?
Yeah, well, you keep getting my name wrong. You keep stuttering all the time.
I said Mr. Harris.
Yeah, there was hesitation.
There's never hesitation there at all, man.
To be fair, you do get their names wrong like every episode.
True that.
Right.
See, we all noticed.
My late grandmother would used to go through everyone's names in the family till she got to yours. It doesn't matter if it's male or female.
My mother does it now with me and my brother. She keeps calling me Reese all the time. Sorry, mother. Love you if you're watching.
Okay, so before we go through the odds, we'll go through the predictions games. Yeah, I didn't score any points last week.
Nice.
Mr. Perrins, Mr.
One of
Harris,
those.
Mr. Hope all got 2 each. So you guys have caught a little bit of a ground up on me, you spawny people. For the people who are listening on Spotify, this was recorded Wednesday evening live on Facebook, YouTube, and all that. So you can go back and watch us squirm when we go these ones. So you will already know the results of the first 3 games of the predictions. Obviously, we have gone through the Thanksgiving games of Green Bay, Detroit, Washington, Dallas, Niners, Seahawks. We've also chosen the Black Friday game of Dolphins versus Jets. Sunday night football of Raisins versus the Ravens versus the Chargers. Oh my god!
Do you want a drink or something? I can take over if you want. You want to have a drink after 5 minutes.
Did you ever watch Celebrity Juice when he played Don't Show Keep Your Teeth?
Don't show Keep Your Teeth,
yeah.
I can't bag. That's what I think whenever I see Keith Lee, Phil.
And Monday Night Football of Bears versus Vikings. So there is quite a few matchups, divisional matchups, conference matchups as well. So it's a really good one. So it's chosen between the 4 of us. Mr. Perrins gets to choose outright all of the games next week, live on air. Well, we'll be live on air because I need to set everything up on the thing to go on the thing. So we'll go around the room. Green Bay against Detroit. Kick us off tomorrow at 5:30. Mr. Perrins, what is your predictions, my friend?
Detroit, and it's not even going to be close.
Yeah, it's one of them. Mr. Hope.
What he said.
Yeah.
Mr. Harris, do you concur?
I do indeed. Dan Campbell riding the 9-2 train.
Yeah, so it's a foursome. Yeah, I completely agree with all you. You know, Luke Musgrove's out, Aaron Jones out. Yes, Jalen Reed's getting better. You know, and they've still got AJ Dillon. But yeah, they're not going to stop the Lions, are they?
No.
The game that kicks off at 9:30, which sees Dolly Parton performing at halftime. Hence the show 9 to 5 because it is
5:30. 9:30. Sorry.
Yeah. Mr. Perrins.
I think Dolly's going to win. She's going to be the only thing that's going to be likable about this encounter. God, you know what? Because I really want to move up the prediction chain, so I'm just going to go with my sensible hat on here. Dallas.
Mr. Hope.
As I'm literally wearing my 49ers hat, I'm going to go Commanders.
Ooh.
Sam Howell's still leading the league in yards. They need to bounce back after that embarrassing loss to the Giants.
Yeah.
Let's go Washington.
I mean, I hope you're right, but I just I
don't think I'm right, but I don't want to predict the Cowboys.
Mr. Harris.
I like to think when this game is on in America, everybody would have just finished their Thanksgiving dinner and I'll be sat there, looking over their full bellies, trying their best to stay awake. And this will be a one-sided snooze fest. So there's no need to stay awake. Cowboys all day.
I am going to concur with Mr. Hope. I actually wrote down Dallas, but I'm going to change my mind to Washington. Sam Howell is leading the way. He's playing. To be fair, he's playing well. Who do you reckon the top 5 quarterbacks are yardages this year?
Sam
We know who
Howell's
number
one.
1 is.
Tua must be up there.
2 is number 3.
Yeah.
Who's number 2?
Lamar there?
Nope.
Stroud.
Okay.
Yep.
Allen?
2
Stroud's good.
Allen. 2 Stroud. 4 Allen. 5 Goff.
Yeah.
Gosh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Goff's legit. Like,
Apart from when he's throwing 3 picks in the first half against Chicago. I'm not going to ask 2 of these guys because we know what the answer is going to be for the next game. So, what are you going for, Mr. Harris?
I want to see a Geno Smith masterclass. I really do. I
you
want to
won't
see
be watching
DK
tomorrow,
Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett, rip these boys apart. But you know they want Niners for the win. But as much as I hate to say it.
Yeah, I'm going to concur with you. I mean, Gino is struggling with his elbow throwing arm. Despite they got 2 of the best cornerbacks in the league, but it doesn't matter if you double team Kittle, double team McCaffrey, double team Ayuk. They've still got Debo. They've still got so and so. They've still got so and so. I hate saying this, but
they've still got Brock Purdy.
The boys want to double team Kittle.
I mean, the guys
could be very suspect. This.
Can I think? Yeah, I'm gonna right. Every time you interrupt one of us, there's a quid in the jar.
You get that jar out now.
Yeah, I mean, whether we like to say it or not, Shano, I think he is in the MVP conversation, isn't he?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm going with you on the Niners. Boys, do you want to say it together? 3, 2.
What are we saying?
1.
What are we saying first? What are we saying?
49ers.
Oh, 49ers. Oh, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Niners.
49ers.
Okay.
However, I am worried about our O-line this week if Spencer Perfect can't go.
Yeah, but Aaron Banks is back.
Is
Well, there's no Kenneth Walker. They got Zach Chardonnay.
I was listening to Locked On 49ers earlier, and he has been training. He's expected to be back, which is good.
So I guess we'll just move Feliciano to the left then.
Yeah.
To the right, sorry.
The first ever Black Friday game is a AFC East matchup against Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. Mr. Perrins.
Oh my God. The Jets are dead on arrival, and I feel really bad because you can literally see on the field how angry the defense is because this is a Super Bowl caliber defense. Yeah. I also feel sorry for Zach Wilson as well because he's just not good enough, and he's just been left out there now as a sacrificial lamb for the rest of the season. You know what? I think even if Aaron Rodgers gets back from injury before the end of the season, he won't make much difference. It's not going anywhere. The Dolphins are high octane and a flash offense, or finesse offense, we should say. I'm going to go Dolphins. I can't see the Jets really stopping them. However, the Jets did give the Chiefs
Eagles run for the money, and they give the Eagles.
Yeah, so
they beat the Eagles, didn't they?
Yeah,
they beat the Eagles. Yeah. The only team beat the Eagles.
Mr. Harris. Yeah, let's go, Mr. Harris.
Thank you. Yeah, I concur with my old buddy, but you can't. If the team is below 500 and they're playing the Dolphins, they're going to win. So Dolphins. Dolphins are going to be 8-3. And what are you waving to me for?
No, I'm just agreeing with you. When you said my old buddy, I'm going, oh, he's talking about me.
I was laughing because you didn't say Buddy, you said Buddy.
No. Take the boy out the valleys. You can't take the valleys out the boy. Come on now.
The first time he legitimately ever texted me, he said me like Buddy. I went going, that's definitely auto-corrected. No, he actually says it in real life as well. I can vouch for it. So
yeah, I know.
Not the first person to say that since I moved over. Yeah, it's true.
Are you going to go for a freeway with new boys, Mr. Hope. Well, the
New boys. We're still new boys.
It's not
young-
Dave's in the freeway.
I guess you're still newer than us. So yeah, as Shane said, the Dolphins like to beat up on teams that are under 500. I can't really put much faith in Tim Boyle, a quarterback. So yeah, Dolphins.
Yeah.
I now legitimately really dislike New York Jets because I think what they've
Okay.
done to Zach Wilson is
Yeah.
shockingly bad. I agree with Phil. They left him out far too long, But the way Zach Wilson's taken it, I wasn't doing my job fair enough. I'm here ready to, if I need to go back in. He's been very mature and very sensible about it. So yeah, and I really don't like Miami.
Yeah.
Oh, you made that pretty clear because you've got this.
Oh, we
vendetta
know
against
that.
Tua.
Like, do you know what I mean? Just going back onto the Jets for a second, because I've been following it this year, and I was watching actually on Pat McCaffrey as well. Is Zach Wilson in the offseason was prepared and expected to redshirt for the entire year and for next year as well. He was 100% the idea that he acknowledged that he wasn't up to par and was more than happy to sit behind Aaron Rodgers for the next 2 years. 4 snaps into the season, boom, that changes completely. But like, I can't help but feel that as an organization, they've massive, and we've seen this with probably the 2021 draft class as a whole, where we can even argue that Trevor Lawrence has not kicked on as well as we thought. He's good, but we thought he would be much bigger. But like, you look at the whole of that draft class of like the quarterbacks, and how many of them are actually doing well in the schemes that they were drafted into and have had to have many offensive coordinator changes and many head coaching changes. Probably Trey Lance had the most consistent in terms of the people around him, but Trevor Lawrence, Fields, Wilson, even Mac. But yeah, absolutely. But like, who was developing him? I mean, that's again his own health. But like, you just look at like, the whole draft, like the whole, the people around him. And I think Zach Wilson's probably been let down the most, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I could see him doing what Jared Goff's gone. Go to somewhere like
a smaller market, yeah.
If Texas didn't have CJ Stroud, go to someone like DeMarco Ryans and go and ball out. Someone like that. But I don't know where he's going to go. Who's going to have that quarterback mind? Who needs a quarterback? And really kick on.
Who's going to need a quarterback next year? That's I mean that's a conversation for us in the off season. If he does get to it, I still think he won't be in New Jersey next year. He won't be playing for the Jets next year. I'm pretty sure.
It would be funny if he went to the blue side. Big blue.
Jesus Christ! We should do a list of players that have gone from the from the green to the blue side at some point in the off season.
Yeah, Mr. Hope.
Was Salah the coach when they drafted Wilson?
Yes.
Because Adam Gase let down Darnold massively.
Yeah.
Can we say Salah let down Wilson, or was it Mike LaFleur?
No, it was Salah. He's been there for 3 years now.
Yeah,
but was it his offensive coordinator?
That was his first draft. First draft. Right, Shane, I know what you're going to go for, so I'm not going to bother asking you.
I don't know what you mean.
Which 49er fan would like to beat up on Harris first?
Well, I mean, I'm going Ravens.
I was going to go Ravens as well because,
I've always loved the Peterville.
You've got to be nice to me for the next couple of months anyway, because you're looking to crash at mine for a bit.
Oh, it's not. It's not you. When I was at Jem's house, I just got to ask her politely.
No, but
like, you almost had Jem on the show tonight.
You did. That'd be lovely.
But, yeah, the Chargers aren't good and they have a horrible defense. What can we say?
Yeah, so they are bottom 2. They're either 31st or 32nd in yards allowed, points allowed. QBR ratings against, and there's a load of other stats. They are shockingly bad.
Yeah.
And now Joe Bosa's gone down. So yeah, I was hoping someone would go. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be. Is it a Ravens foursome, Shano?
Yeah.
As is tradition on this show, if we all pick the same team to win a game, odds are that the opposition will win. So
Yep.
get your money on the Chargers. Don't fucking lose the Chargers, boys. I'm telling you now. Yeah,
Baby.
Ravens win.
I would just
Ollie.
like to say, I do think the Ravens will beat the Chargers. However, I think when the Ravens come up against a more potent defense, they might feel the absence of Mark Andrews a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. This will be I gotta say, this will be a high scoring affair. I really do.
You think?
Yeah, the Chargers score highly. Doesn't matter who they're
The
against.
He
Chargers-
got Keenan Allen. That's all he got.
They're one of the highest scoring
Heck,
teams in the league. They
Yeah,
are
they're
one of the
good
highest
too.
scoring
Keenan
teams in the
Allen.
league.
So.
So yeah.
I mean, Quentin Johnson can't catch, so
Monday Night Football is Vikings versus Bears. Who would like to go first? Baby Hope up in the top right corner.
Josh Dobbs balling out. Vikings win. They might have Jefferson back too.
Possibly, yeah, but he's not going to.
I'll go next if that's okay.
Go for it. Yeah.
I thought the Vikings would beat the Broncos on Monday, but the Josh Dobbs train came off the tracks a little bit. And the way Justin Fields and the Chicago offense played against the Lions on the weekend, it wouldn't surprise me if the Bears beat them. So I'm going to go for the Bears.
I am going to no, that's not how you spell Bears. That's how you spell Bears. I am going to concur with. I'm going to concur with you, Shane. Actually,
Okay.
I really like Josh Dobbs, and he's doing brilliant things in that offense.
Yes, he is.
But their defense is very, very, very suspect. Justin Fields has given them Chicago another element to their offense. Their run defense isn't brilliant in Minnesota. We're going to see that 1-2 punch a few more times from Chicago, so I'm going for Chicago win.
Is Justin Fields the most sacked quarterback in the league this year?
No, because he missed 4 weeks.
No.
Yeah, he's not. It's Joe Burrow.
No, but like how many
It must be.
sacks?
Is it Zach Wilson? It must be Zach Wilson. He got sacked like 1,000 times by the Chargers.
No, it is not Sack Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
It's actually Sam Howell. Sack Wilson is number 2. Do you know who number 6 on the chart is?
Purdy.
27 sacks.
Purdy?
Lamar and Jalen Hurts.
Where's Purdy on that list?
2 elite quarterbacks.
Well, looking at this year,
22nd.
Justin
many
Fields,
sacks?
he's played 7 games this season, and he's been sacked 26 times. Last season he got sacked 15. So he got sacked 55 times in 15 games. And then in his first season, he played 12 games and got sacked 36 times. I think the biggest criticism around Justin Fields, and that's why 26 out of 7 is still quite high anyway. He holds onto the ball too long. That's been his problem. He has some weapons around him, and I'm not saying Fields is not a good quarterback, but he relies very much on him escaping the pocket or him waiting too long in the pocket to adapt and get plays, to extend plays, I should say. I think that if the Minnesota Vikings can stop Fields, contain him in the pocket, put pressure on him, and I think the Vikings win.
You're going for a Vikes win?
I'm going to go Vikings win.
Okay.
Right.
Split
We
2
have
and
a
2.
we have a 2-2. Yeah, I completely concur with what Mr. Perry said. I saw a video earlier on the season where there was a receiver literally 10 yards in front of him, square in front of him, in between the posts, wide open, and so giving a nice dink and dunk where the guy would have easily made the first down, possibly ran for a touchdown. He decided to scramble and go wide. You remember when we
He stepped
first
into
saw
a
Zach
sack,
Wilson?
didn't he?
Yeah. You remember when we first saw Zach Wilson in Tottenham?
Oh, yeah. Me and you sat by each other. Yeah, look, that guy's open, that guy's open, that guy's open. Oh, he's thrown into triple coverage.
Justin Fields is in that situation where he's not going through his progressions. Zach Wilson this season has looked better going through his progressions. It's just working with Aaron Rodgers. But he doesn't go through his progressions very well. I don't think that defense of Minnesota is good enough to get to him enough, but I also don't think that Chicago O-line is good enough to keep him up. I mean, obviously 26 sacks in 7 games isn't good enough at all. Tyson Baggett got sacked 5 times in 5 games as well. So there is something in that quarterback issue there as well.
Ollie, who are you actually
Ollie
predicting?
BH, can I ask you one question before we move on?
Of course.
What is the word of the day on your word of the day calendar? Is it concur by any chance? Phil, go on, you go on.
No, I've watched Catch Me If You Can. He says that quite a bit. I concur.
Nice.
Ollie, who
yeah.
did you actually predict for that game?
Chicago.
Okay.
Just
because you kind of talked up both teams.
Yeah, but I can't see Minnesota getting to him enough. It's I love Josh Dobbs. If he wants to come to New England, be starting quarterback, he is there. He is in that same cult following as the long-haired lover from below.
Well, let me tell you something, Brother Minshew.
Yeah. Let's look at the rest. Let's have a quick round of the rest of the games that's happening this week, and there is quite some good Sunday games coming up.
And Ollie, you get to get your weekend ruined again
by all 3 of my teams.
Oh,
yes!
What do you mean?
Thank God for grassroots football and Dukes and Colts going 9 games unbeaten in the league. Now I said that, they're probably going to lose. So we've got a NFC South matchup. We've got a AFC North matchup. There's quite a few big matchups this weekend.
It's a big divisional week actually. There's a lot. Are they all divisional games this week? No, Bills or Eagles isn't.
Nor's Giants, Patriots. So yeah, there's that mix up. Any games that jump at your lads? Bills, Eagles, and Jags Texans are the
Jags Texans
games on
Jags
TV.
Texans.
I've got 2 on the horizon. Both of them are divisional games. Well, yeah. No, one of them is Browns Broncos. I think the Browns are if the Broncos are about to go above 500 for the first season. I'm really, as much as I hate Sean Payton with a passion, and I hate his guts, and I hate Russell Wilson or Sierra's husband, as you know. I think the Broncos are going in the right direction, and I think if they get into the playoffs, they'll shock a few people. And then Raiders Chiefs, just because I'm invested in what the Raiders are going to do for the rest of the season. I want to see if the Chiefs can actually bounce back from their recent woes.
I want to go against you with the Browns Broncos. I think that Browns defense is a championship caliber defense.
Oh, it is,
and that will give Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Russell Wilson, that Broncos O-line a lot of issues.
The 2 resident gamblers on the show, myself and Baby Hope, we like a flutter, and as does Mr. BH.
Yeah,
but me and Baby Hope are constantly talking about who we're doing, who we're picking this weekend. What do you think, baby? Because this weekend is going to be a hard weekend to win some money.
Honestly, I've not looked. This is the first time I'm really seeing the games for this weekend. But
I glanced, but it's hard.
There seems to be either very clear winners or coin flip games.
I don't even think Cincinnati's a clear winner. Cincinnati-Pittsburgh is a clear winner. I generally don't think. I don't think it's a clear winner.
Without Joe Burrows, I think that's a coin flip game.
It is, yeah. And you've got Minshew Mania running wild, again against the Bucks as well. Who's going to win there? This weekend is,
like Jags Texans is a hard one.
That's the hardest for me.
Rams
Cardinals, no Kyler's back.
I think the Cardinals are going to upset the Rams.
Saints Falcons is hard to call.
Yeah.
Panthers Titans is a bit of a dumpster bowl, isn't it?
It's going to be a lottery this week.
So is one at MetLife Stadium as well.
I think the Bills could upset the Eagles.
I think that could be happening.
Just putting that out there.
I think that's
not a bad shout at all.
If Josh
I
Allen
don't.
has
I
a
think
good
that. I think
game-
that defense is too good.
Mm.
I really do think that Philadelphia Bulldogs defense is too good.
If Josh Allen
Yeah,
has
people
one of
got-
those games we know he can have,
I mean, he doesn't look like anymore. They've Josh Allen isn't Josh Allen at the moment, so they need to sort that out. Most definitely sort that out.
I've always told you boys, never trust a man with 2 first names.
you do say that a lot.
I do. It's true.
You do quite a
true.
bit. You do quite a bit. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to you a day early to your screens. Don't adjust your sets. It is Wednesday night. We don't want to interrupt your viewing of Thanksgiving football, so we decided to come to you early.
And we
this
want
will
to Thanksgiving football also.
Yep. We will be coming to your ears on Friday morning, as per usual. We'll get this released to you on Friday morning, ready to go. The matchup predictions will be online as well. I'm going to drop this video onto our YouTube socials and all the other socials that we use as well, so you can watch that and have a go on that one as well. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your Thanksgiving and stay safe.